But E-Man, since we're talking about a 45-day release, there is a film coming out on September 3rd that is going to be getting a 45-day release too. And the main actor may not be happy about it. You know what I'm saying? We're going to talk about it, but that brings us to topic number, I don't know, 6 or 7. But I have the report right here from Collider as well. Disney confirms Marvel Shang-Chi will not premiere on Disney Plus. CEO calls it an interesting experiment. And guys, if you're watching this via live or in the replay, there's a link down to this article in the description box for you to read at your own leisure. And please let us know what you think in the comment section. But it goes on to say the Marvel movie will be the first to have a shortened 45-day theatrical window. So Black Widow had a day and date. The next film is getting a 45-day window. Maybe Eternals in November, if everything is not shut down, will be 60-day, but we'll see. Disney, they just had their earning call, basically. So we got that there. Let me see the exact quote. Let me see. So why is Shang-Chi not being released on Disney Plus? Chapek chalked it up to the practicality of last-minute changes. That don't make sense to me. Noting it will not be possible for Shang-Chi to be a hybrid release. We think it's actually going to be an interesting experiment for us, Chapek said, because it only has a 45-day window for us before it heads to streaming. Now, I wonder what Kevin Feige feels about this. I think Chapek is full of crap.
He will never
That's
say.
true.
He a company man.
Yeah, I don't. This whole it's too late to do it. That doesn't make sense to me. It's not too late, but at least this is better than 90 days. I mean, at least this is better than day and day. You know, I wish it was 60 like we just talked about. But people have 6 weeks to go see it. Excuse me. Some fans are not happy about this piece of news. I'm gonna be combining these stories. But how are you feeling about this so far, man?
So far, I know ScarJo sitting there feeling real salty, like for real,
big time.
real. So you had the option of making that exclusive to theaters, and I would love to see these contracts. I want to see these contracts so bad because I wonder if there was something in his contract that said exclusive to theaters, or if it had the same language as ScarJo's and just said theaters, because that was always the understanding. And if that is the case, it just kind of proves that Disney has all say of how they want to do things. And if that is true, that's some heavy bias. That's some heavy bias. But you know, I'll let you get into the next part of this because it does get a little juicier.
Yeah. What's up, Nathan Moore? How you doing? And what's good, D Stizzle? I can see this making as much money or less than Black Widow. As much or less, I think it'll make more. But so Chapek called this an interesting experiment, you know. And again, this article is down in the description box below. But also, we got this other article right here from the Hollywood Reporter. Shang-Chi star Simu Liu fires back at Disney CEO over experiment comment. I mean, we ain't having that. We are the celebration of culture and joy that will preserve after an embattled year, the Marvel star says. And guys, again, this article is down in the description box below either. So our titular character, Shang-Chi, is not feeling this. You know, and this is what he says. Liu, who plays Marvel hero Shang-Chi, was not pleased by the comment responded via social media. We are not an experiment, he began. We are the underdog, the underestimated. We are the ceiling breakers. We are the celebration of culture and joy that will preserve after an embattled year. We are the surprise. I'm fired the F up to make history on September 3rd. Join us. And there's an image of his tweet right there and him working hard as well. Eman, how you feeling about his comments, man? His clap back. We ain't no experiments. They the underdog. How you feeling?
Listen, there's Chapek is talking from a financial perspective, right? Like, I don't think he really understands any of the cultural context behind what he's saying. He's looking at it from a corporate lens. You know, it's like, from money-making perspective, we gonna try this corporate strategy. That's it. It's a strategy, right?
Right.
But at the same time, I want people to think about this. Imagine if they were talking about this with Black Panther. Imagine if they were talking about this with Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
When it's the first of something, and then you say, we're gonna try this experiment. We're gonna see how this goes. You know, like that has a little bit of stickiness to it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If you said like, we gonna try this first female-led Captain Marvel movie at this experiment. hey, this all-black movie with this whole big old cast that we ain't got no expectations for. We gonna try this experiment, see how that goes.
Right.
That can rub people the wrong way. You know, you might not have meant it that way, but that's also tone deafness. You know, definitely. So
perfect word.
You know, it's one of those things where it's kind of like I totally understand why he's upset. I get why, because we have not had, especially not in the MCU, strong Asian-led films like that, right?
Right.
And the thing
is, the ball with the Social Supreme.
Right, you know, and it's kind of like exactly with Tilda, you know. But the thing is like, if this fails, what happens? You know, like, does that mean we're not gonna get any more Shang-Chi? The other thing to think about is kind of like, do y'all really care about this movie? Because when you care about a movie, look at let's go back to Venom 2. Venom 2 got delayed. Why? They could have maybe sold it to somebody, done a streaming deal and cashed out. They know Venom's going to make money for them, right? So because they know that, they're like, delay. What they do with Morbius, we think it's going to make money. I don't know why they think that, but they think it's going to make money. So delay. You delay those movies when you care about them. When you kind of sort of feel like as whatever, you drop it. Because maybe you get some subscribers, maybe you make a little cash, maybe you break even, and you could just turn and go, and that's it. Wash your hands of it, you know. So I feel like the fact that they not delaying this because of the whole Delta variant and stuff, again, that kind of shows where your priorities are. Maybe you don't care about Shang-Chi like that. And that's why it's an experiment. I mean, let me just ask people this. Would you rather be held back and protected, or would you like to be thrown out in the wilderness and be an experiment?
Right.
Maybe you survive, maybe you don't. Oh, well, don't matter to me. You're an experiment. I just want to see what happens.
I like that comment, Cutie Pie, because that's how I feel. Yeah, just, you know, the yellow people,
right?
You know, yeah.
Right.
They waited until after Black Panther was a success. Shang-Chi would be great. I hope so, man. They having a world premiere tomorrow. Man, I'm hoping for it. I'm hoping for it. But you know, we down with the theatrical thing, man. We you know, that's what we down with. But a lot of people are not happy with that. You know what I'm saying? We got some fans that are criticizing this right here. This goes from Screen Rant. MCU fans criticize Disney for Shang-Chi release in theater. Fans of the MCU have taken to Twitter to criticize Disney for making Shang-Chi release exclusive to theaters, describing the move as unethical. And I don't necessarily agree, but let's just read a couple of tweets. Keeping the Shang-Chi exclusively theatrical while Delta and other variants spread would be really unethical by Walt Disney, especially since kids under 12 cannot even be vaccinated. Given the slow recovery of movie theater attendance driven by a secular shift in consumer behavior and exaggerated by the worsening COVID-19 Delta variant pandemic, why are you shifting back to an exclusive theatrical release? Somebody else says, okay, that's Steve Weintraub from Collider. Certainly seems like a mistake. I love going to the theater and I'm fully vaxxed, but it's just not worth the risk right now. I watched Black Widow and Jungle Cruise on Disney Plus and would have shelled out $30 for Shang-Chi 2. Instead, they'll get nothing from me. I'm assuming that Tyler Smith has a family, and if he does, that makes perfect sense. I mean, it's a win financially. I've been to opening night of almost every Marvel Studio movie, but at this rate with COVID, I'm going to have to pass on Shang-Chi. I don't want to. I want to support more diversity in Marvel, but I can't risk it. Very disappointed in Disney for not making it premiere access. Oh, I can't wait to talk. This will come back. This will come back to bite them. People are quickly losing confidence in the safety of the theaters again. I canceled our tickets for Suicide Squad and opted for HBO Max. Don't see myself going back to theater soon, as it's nice as it was to be back for a bit. And yeah, and so They're not good at their jobs. Then they shouldn't have needed a last minute change. What are you talking about? We're in the middle of a pandemic and they should have a backup plan. What are you talking about? Instead, they insisted the world would just go back to normal after over 4 million people died. Beyond frustrating. I'm sorry, but that last one has to be the. I understand the first ones, but that last comment, in my opinion, was extremely ignorant. To me, look, I understand. I'm not knocking nobody if you don't feel comfortable going back to the theaters. You're that makes perfect sense. I have no argument there, but calling this a bad business plan and the other comments, that doesn't make sense to me. You can't have this as a day and date release. They're talking about a backup plan. It won't make any money. We just saw that happen with Black Widow. Okay, if you do that, people
and Suicide Squad.
Yeah, exactly. That even did worse. It's not, people can pirate it easy. Piracy is way too easy. It is too easy. It is too easy. It is too easy. All a bootlegger got to do is when the movie comes out, record it, and then the next day at work, he handing out his disc, making his money to everybody at the job in the parking lot or whatever. You know what I'm saying? The family, the male at work, he coming home as the hero Friday night because he got a bucket of chicken in the latest release on 4K. Because if you know what I'm saying? If you know what you're doing, you can even enhance the quality after you pirate it. You know what I'm saying? So there's no way you can make money like this. It's just, that is impossible. I would be more into it if piracy was not a thing, or like piracy, they can stop that, like I said before, if they watermark your premiere access. Like if you buy it and they watermark it like with your email or your ID number or something like that, maybe an ID number so it won't be put out there. And if your copy is leaked out, okay, you go to jail. You get a $250,000 FBI fine. Ain't nobody gonna be pirating stuff. So in my opinion, if they want to do this day and day stuff for these $200 million plus films, watermark it so you can't pirate it. But that doesn't work. We just saw that with Black Widow. And so you're just going to have to wait 45 days. I'm sorry. And that's good to me because less people at the theaters to give more room to the people that want to go. And I mean, other than this being a 60-day release, there's nothing else that Disney can do, in my opinion. Eman, how you feeling?
I mean, I don't know if I'd go as far as saying unethical because, for one, you still have theaters that are doing reduced showings. You still have people, getting vaccinated, wearing masks, washing their hands, taking baths, like you still have ways to go see this responsibly. You can still social distance at the theaters. So it's like, I wouldn't call it unethical. However, like I said before, I still question, why would you even want to release it? Why don't you just delay it? Delay it. Push it back maybe a couple weeks, a couple months. Yes, the Delta variant is coming up, but people are also going back for not only their first shots or whatever, but they going back for their boosters as well. So, it's one of those things where I kind of question. And do you want this to tank? Because like if it does go same day, like you mentioned, it's gonna be a problem. Like, and then next thing you know, the very first Asian-led movie is gonna have this stigma. It's gonna have this asterisk by its name, as being like the worst opening and all this stuff. It's gonna be a bad thing. So, the 45-day release, I don't really like this strategy one way or another. Like I said, they need to push it further out to give it the strongest chance of actually succeeding on its own, because right now it feels like I don't even want to say it's a no-win situation, because the same day ain't gonna help. The 45-day, maybe. The only thing I think might be in this movie's favor is if it has strong word of mouth. If something happens in Shang-Chi that like we're all like, yo, you gotta go see this right now. That FOMO the fear of missing out, that might help it get some legs, but even that's short term, because the internet spoiled things quickly too. So I don't know, man. I don't know.
Bro, heard this comment that I heard you talk about this so many times. This Jehu, real talk. I wanted to see Suicide Squad twice in theaters, but ended up watching it on HBO Max 2 times due to convenience.
Yeah.
we always saying, man, people, you know, usually people, they make all this money because people like myself, I really like a movie, I'm gonna go see it at theaters 2-3 times.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? But that's not the case when it's you got it at the house. So you're not gonna be making bread like that. You know what I'm saying? I want to see Shang-Chi in theaters. I feel you. Eman, how you feel about this, man? I feel that a lot of theaters should be open 24 hours a day. Because you have more show times. Me personally, bro, I mean, everybody has different sleep patterns. I will go to the movies at 2, 3, 4 in the morning. If there's a show, I literally live right next door to a theater too. You know, and so of course everybody's not going to do that, but everybody has different lifestyles. But I do feel that there's a demographic of people out there that will go to the movies in the middle of the night for whatever shift they got to work. Also, nobody's going to be there. You know, like, I mean, they can work
that's
a
also
model.
The morning. That's also the morning too.
What you mean?
Like if you go on the matinee, like you hit that 10 o'clock matinee.
Oh yeah, right.
Nobody there either.
Right. I just think because more like it'll just create more show times, and the theaters won't be as packed because it'll be spread out. Because the whole industry has to figure out something. You know, excuse me, because these anti-vaxxers. Remind me to share a video of to you after this. I saw a. This is on topic, but kind of off topic. But it was a rally. It was vaccinated people versus anti-vax people fighting all in the street. I didn't see no black people, which made me happy. Fight. It was ridiculous. But I'm just saying, man. I think that the whole industry has to figure something out. I think, if you only have 5 showtimes a day, those showtimes would be more packed as opposed to if you had 7, 8, or 9. You know, because it's spread out. So, it's just an idea. I want to know also from you guys, if you're watching this via live or on the replay, to where if theaters were open 24 hours, are you the type of person that would take advantage of that? Go to a midnight show, 2 a.m. show, or at least 24 hours on the weekend. I don't know.
I think that'll probably be closer, right? So like if you do something like, Friday we 24 hours, Saturday we 24 hours, but like that's it. Yeah. Maybe. Right, because at least I got kids, man. I gotta like at this point, I gotta wake up on their schedule, and they wake up at the crack booty of dawn. So and the only time I can watch anything is late at night, because usually I'm watching something scary or adult, or whatever. So I can't watch the Suicide Squad in the middle of the day, while my kids are around. So but yeah, if it was like late at night on close to the weekend like that could work. I'm sure the young folks out there that are working the theaters could use them bonus hours. Hey, give them a job instead of going out into the club and stuff.
Or somebody older. You know what I'm saying? You got older people that bag groceries and stuff like that. Sure. Help them with some extra dollars. Stephen Lawless said, "Hell no." I would definitely do it. I'm single. I don't got no kids. I don't got to worry about myself. So it's just me. Or last thing before we move on, have it 24 hours just for select titles. Okay, it don't have to be every movie, but if it's a big, huge movie, go ahead and extend that stuff around. And so
I want to say Titanic had something crazy like that. Like there were so many showings for Titanic. They was like, you know what, we're gonna do a midnight open. It wasn't 24 hours, but some of them movies that was like so stupid big, they was like, we just gonna do at least a 12, showing or something. So maybe.
Instead of going to the hookah lounge after the club, go to the movies for real. Because they have movie theaters where it's like a bar setting.
Yep.
Like it's a big screen, but it's like a bar. That, man, I would hit that up.
You can do some things.
Oh man,
hey, bring the hookah to the movie theater.
I would take every date there. They would get mad at me. This is how we do. You got drinks, Anyway, so
you gonna take Wanda?
Yes. Where you at, Wanda? Where you at? Let's set this up real quick. Okay. Now, man, let's get over here to this juicy stuff right here with ScarJo, man.
Oh man,
we got some more information to